My child, there's something you need to hear, and it cannot wait not another hour, not another day. This moment was chosen before time began. This message isn't random. It's not content for scrolling. It's a door from heaven opening right now. And your Father, the one who left this world, has stepped forward. He's been waiting, watching, praying. He's seen every breath you took when the weight was too much. He's seen what others missed. The shaking hands, the nights you stayed silent so no one would worry, the moments you stood strong when you didn't feel strong at all. And now, from beyond the veil, He speaks not with sadness, but with urgency, with a fire in His voice that cannot be ignored. Something is shifting, and you need to be ready. You've asked for signs, here it is. You've whispered for comfort, here it comes. But it won't be soft, it won't be vague. It will be sharp, clear, direct, because time is moving, and heaven doesn't wait for hesitation. He says, my child, you have no idea how much has been kept back for your protection. How many traps were laid that never touched you. How many tears I wept, not out of sorrow, but out of holy longing. Longing for this very day, longing for you to finally know. Heaven has been watching every step you took in fear. Every prayer you never finished. Every door that shut when you didn't understand why. None of it was wasted, and your Father, He never stopped walking with you. Even now, He stands not in shadow but in glory, and His message is simple. But it will shake you. You have trusted the wrong voices. You have tolerated too many masks. You have mistaken familiarity for loyalty, and now the time has come to finally see what's been hidden in plain sight. Because there are people near you who wear your smile in front of you and your name like poison when you're not around. They've been allowed close for too long, and heaven has drawn a line. Your Father speaks because that line has been crossed. And heaven is no longer silent. My child, you've wondered why things feel stuck. You've blamed yourself for delays, but the truth is someone has been whispering confusion around you, not in words, in energy, in action, in spirit. Your discernment has been numbed, not because you're weak, but because the pain has made you tired, and tired hearts trust too quickly. But not anymore. This is a divine intervention. You asked for help. Help is here, and it begins with truth. There are people who were never meant to follow you this far. They were only chapters. You turned them into lifetimes. And now your Father pleads, let them go. Don't carry what God is removing. Don't mourn what heaven is cutting off. My child, listen. Not everyone who walks beside you is safe for your future. Not everyone who comforts you in pain belongs in your promise. This is not about hate. This is about clarity. This is not about revenge. This is about alignment. Your steps are holy. Your presence is heavy with purpose. But you've been shrinking. Lowering your voice to keep others comfortable. Hiding your light to stay included. And heaven says, no more. Your Father says, stand up, rise, speak what you know in your spirit. Do not wait for permission. Do not beg for understanding. You are not crazy. You are not overreacting. You are finally seeing, and the veil is lifting. There are moves to make now, moves that can't wait. You've stayed too long in places that can no longer hold your calling. And if you don't move, life will start moving things without your permission. This is mercy. It won't feel like it, but it is. My child, the shaking is coming, and you must be found standing when it starts. You must be anchored, rooted in truth, not emotion, not opinion, truth, because the storm that's coming isn't to destroy you. It's to expose everything that was false, everything that looked good but had no substance, everything that smiled at your victories but cursed your steps, everything that looked like love but drained you dry. You've asked for peace. Here's how. It comes through separation, through revelation, through divine exposure, not to hurt you, but to cleanse the path. Your destiny is too serious for polluted roads, and your Father, He sees the road ahead. You don't. That's why He's speaking now. That's why He begged heaven for permission to speak this message. He's not speaking because He misses you. He's speaking because you are in danger, not physical danger, but soul danger. Your light is at risk of dimming. Your identity is under quiet attack, not from enemies, but from familiar hands. And heaven says it ends now. The cycles that repeat, the conversations that drain you, the places that shrink you, the voices that confuse you will be broken, but only if you agree. You have a part to play. Say yes. Say yes to clarity. Say yes to being misunderstood if that's the cost of peace. Say yes to walking alone for a while if it means you walk in truth. Your Father says, "Child, I didn't leave you. I simply went ahead of you. And from this place, I've seen what's coming. I've seen the divine setups. I've seen the doors that look random but are sacred. I've seen relationships that will heal your soul, not harm it. But you can't receive them with your hands still full of what should have been released. You've been afraid to let go, afraid to grieve, afraid to trust again. But heaven says you're not losing, you're being freed. You're not being punished, you're being preserved. You've blamed yourself for too long, but there were battles going on in the background you couldn't see. Things were never just physical, never just emotional. It was spiritual, always spiritual. And your Father saw it. He saw the plans, He saw the delays, He saw the discouragement carefully planted to make you give up. He watched as you fought through it with trembling faith. He watched as you held on by a thread, and He shouted to heaven, "Please let me speak to them. Please let me tell them they're not crazy. Please let me show them it wasn't their fault." Heaven said, yes, and that's why this moment exists. This message isn't random. It's the fulfillment of His prayer, of your promise, and of heaven's plan. So listen carefully now, because from here on out, things will change. And you'll be tempted to go back. You'll be tempted to explain yourself to those who were never meant to understand. Don't. You owe no one your peace. You owe no one your clarity. You owe God your obedience. That's it. So obey, even if your voice shakes, even if your hands tremble, even if no one claps. Heaven will move when you do, and your Father will still be with you, cheering in silence, interceding in spirit, watching, always watching. Not with sadness, but with pride, because you listened, because you heard, because you woke up. And now, everything begins. You're still here. That means something. It means your spirit recognized the truth, even when your mind was unsure, even when doubt crept in, even when you wondered, is this really for me? It is, and now we go deeper, because there are things still hidden that must be revealed. Your Father isn't done speaking. He's waited too long to stop now. He says, you don't realize what you survived. You don't understand what it took to keep you alive. There were moments hell thought it had you, but heaven said, no, not this one, not my child. You've been shielded in ways you'll never fully know, but now I want you to know some of it. There was a night when death came close. You didn't even feel it. You just felt a sudden fear or a sudden calm. But that was me. That was the shield. That was prayer moving faster than darkness. There was a conversation someone tried to use to tear you down. You felt something shift but never saw the result. That's because I intervened. Because I stood between your name and their poison, and heaven blocked what you never heard. There were decisions you were about to make that would have changed your entire future, but something stopped you, an uneasiness, a delay. That was me too, pulling on the strings of time so that your story wouldn't collapse. I tell you this not so you'll feel fear, but so you'll understand just how much you're loved. You are not walking through life alone. You are not guessing your way through darkness. You are being guided intentionally, carefully, daily. And your life still matters more than you know, more than you've believed. You've underestimated your impact, but let me tell you what I see from heaven. I see someone stronger than they act, wiser than they admit, more anointed than they believe, and more dangerous to the enemy than they ever imagined. That's why the battles have been so intense. That's why the confusion came in waves. Because hell doesn't fight empty vessels. You carry something sacred. And now that something must come forth. The season of hiding is over. The season of survival is ending. This is the season of revealing. But hear me carefully. You can't carry revelation with cluttered hands. You can't enter new rooms dragging old pain. You can't walk in destiny still bound to dead weight. So the separation will continue. It's not punishment. It's preparation. You've cried about people walking away, but heaven says that was mercy. You thought you were abandoned, but really you were being rescued. You asked God to take you higher, but you didn't know what would need to fall off for that to happen. Now you do. So don't resist it. Don't beg for what's been removed. Don't chase what I've closed. Your future is too heavy for weak bridges, and some bridges were never meant to carry the weight of your next level. Let them break. Let it fall. Stand in the rubble and raise your head, because what's coming next is not built on what was. It's built on what remains. And what remains is more than enough. My child, listen again, because the time has come for you to rise, to step into the fullness of who you were created to be. The world is waiting for the light you carry. Don't dim it any longer. Your Father's message is clear. You are loved, you are protected, and you are called to greatness. Now go, with the strength of heaven behind you, and fulfill the destiny that's been waiting for you all along. Your Heavenly Father has an urgent message for you, one that can't wait another moment. Listen closely, for these words are meant to shake the very foundations of your soul. Clean hearts and clear motives are what He's offering. But you must be healed enough to receive them. You can't treat everyone like your past, expecting betrayal from every face you encounter. This isn't just about new opportunities. It's about restoration that runs deeper than memory, a peace that needs no explanation. You've been trying to move forward by forgetting, But that's not what He's asking of you. He's calling you to forgive, not to excuse the pain, but to release its weight. True freedom is what He's extending to you now, not mere comfort or predictability. But with this freedom comes responsibility to speak, to move, to walk in what you already know. You've had enough confirmation. This is no longer about waiting. It's about doing. You've journaled enough, cried enough. Now it's time to rise. Open your mouth, open your hands. Let the old fall away and embrace the new that's coming. Your Father in heaven declares, I didn't raise a quitter. I didn't raise someone who folds under pressure or stays small to be accepted. I raised a warrior, a carrier of light, a breaker of cycles. I raised someone who would carry the name I gave them with honor, not the label the world tried to stick on you. You are not broken. You are not too late. You are not behind. You are precisely where you need to be for heaven's next move. But you must agree. You must say yes again, even if you've said it before. New doors require fresh surrender. He knows you're tired. He sees how you've been holding on with scraped fingers. But heaven never promised comfort. It promised presence. And He is here, even now, even in this silence, even when you feel nothing. He's not waiting for your performance. He's responding to your posture. So lift your eyes, straighten your back. Say yes, because what's coming next is fast blessings that don't make sense, provision from unexpected places, favor in rooms where your name was almost left off the list. But heaven put it back on, because when He says you're chosen, no one can unchoose you. You were marked before you were born, and your purpose has survived everything sent to bury it. Stop asking if you're ready. You are, not because you feel like it, but because He said so. And when heaven speaks, it stands. Child, prepare now in ways you haven't before. Clean your space, quiet your mind, listen closely. Specific instructions are coming through dreams, through strangers, through moments that feel too timed to be coincidence. It will be Him confirming, revealing, directing. And when it comes, move. Don't overthink it. Don't crowd it with logic. Just move. That's where your blessing lies, in obedience, not in comfort. Yes, there will be resistance. Hell doesn't sit quietly when heaven advances, but you will be covered. You already are. He's assigned angels to you. Even now they walk with you, clearing paths, redirecting harm, fighting battles you never saw. Don't fear. Don't look over your shoulder. Walk boldly, because every step you take shakes the ground of the enemy. You may not see it, but you are feared in hell, not because of who you are, but because of who walks with you. Your Father, your shield, your defender. He never sleeps, never misses a detail, never forgets a promise. And He made you a promise that you would see joy again, that you would feel whole again, that you would laugh without guilt, that you would walk on purpose without apology. It's still coming, faster than you know, but you must trust. You must release what's draining you. You must bless what's behind you and face what's ahead. No more asking for permission, no more asking if you're too much. You are exactly as He designed, nothing less, nothing extra. And heaven doesn't make mistakes. Your life is a prophecy in motion, and this moment is a turning point. You're not watching this by accident. You're not hearing this by chance. This is heaven's alignment, and now you know. Now you can't unhear. Now you are accountable for what you've received. So rise, wipe your face, square your shoulders and step forward. You don't need all the answers. You just need your yes, your obedience, your faith. He'll handle the rest because He is faithful. And your Father, He's still here, cheering, covering, smiling, and waiting. Waiting for the day you step fully into who you were born to be. Don't let fear steal that from you. Don't let grief delay you another day. What you lost, He will restore. What you missed, He will redeem. And what you feared, He will destroy. Because nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop what He started in you. Now go, and don't look back. You didn't imagine that pull in your spirit. That stirring, that ache, that sense that something is coming. You were right. It's not just a feeling, it's an alert. Heaven is calling you forward, and what happens next will not be subtle. You've crossed a threshold. There's no going back. The old patterns won't hold you anymore. The old coping mechanisms won't work here. The old distractions will lose their taste because you've outgrown them. You're not who you used to be. You've shifted, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. Even if no one around you sees it yet, Heaven does, and so does your Father. He's watched your evolution in silence, but now He speaks again because the next part of your journey must be intentional. No more drifting. No more waiting to be rescued. No more shrinking to be accepted. This time you lead, even if your voice shakes, even if your hands tremble. You lead because what's inside you has been unlocked, and it's not just for you. Your healing isn't just for comfort, it's for leadership. Your clarity isn't just for survival, it's for strategy. Your pain wasn't just random. It's now wisdom, and people will need it. They will need you, but not the version of you that hides, not the version that blends in to avoid conflict, not the version that keeps peace by avoiding truth. That version is fading. What's emerging is the version Heaven always saw, and that version is dangerous to everything that lied to you. You're not meant to echo the world, you're meant to interrupt it. To be a question in the minds of those who are asleep, to be a mirror for those who are pretending, to be a voice where silence has ruled for too long. Yes, it will cost you. Not everyone will applaud this new you. Some will be offended by your freedom. Some will call your clarity cold. Some will call your boundaries selfish. Let them. Heaven calls it maturity. Heaven calls it obedience. Heaven calls it deliverance. You've served too long in rooms that never saw your worth. You've given too much to hearts that only knew how to take. But He allowed it because even that built you. Even those scars taught you. Even those detours were part of the path. But now He's calling you to new ground, not recycled, not familiar, new, unseen, unmapped. You won't have a blueprint this time. You'll have Him. You won't have full instructions. You'll have His whisper. You'll have to trust like never before, but you'll walk in authority like never before too, because He's refined you. Your faith has been tested, your heart has been cleansed, and now you are ready for the weight of what's next. Don't look for familiar, look for fruit. Don't ask who's going with you. Ask who's aligned with the mission, because alignment matters. Now more than appearance, more than personality, more than history. It's not about who's been with you the longest. It's about who carries the sound of heaven for this moment. And some of those people haven't entered your life yet, but they will. They're being positioned even now. He's speaking to them in dreams, shifting their plans to match yours. And when you meet them, you'll know, because peace will speak, not hype, not charm. Peace. Child, prepare your soul, because the next open door will stretch you. You'll be asked to do things you've never done, say things you've never said, stand in places you never thought you'd qualify for. And your first instinct will be to retreat, to disqualify yourself, to play it small. But don't. Remember who sent you. You didn't climb into this by chance. You were placed here, and you carry weight. The kind of weight that shifts atmospheres, the kind that changes rooms, the kind that makes hell tremble. Your Father in heaven has spoken. Now it's your turn to move.